As the world watches and waits, 8 of the boys trapped in a cave have now been pulled to safety. Officials say all the boys are in good health, and today's dangerous rescue went even better than yesterday's.
We've been working about 9 hours. So we actually working faster, 2 hours faster comparing to yesterday.
4 boys in total were rescued today. They were brought out today after 4 were rescued yesterday. But officials still have to save 4 more boys from inside the cave, as well as their adult soccer coach. A lot of attention has been paid to the mental health of these young men as they emerge into daylight. And for more on that, I want to bring in Andrea Danese. He's a child psychiatrist from King's College London and the Maudsley Hospital. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the program today. A lot of people wondering how these young men will fare after they've been rescued. Can you tell us what might be the first thing doctors want to examine?
Sure. I would expect most of the children, if not all of them, will experience some emotional symptoms. So surely once they have been rescued, they will be elated, but still some of them will be anxious because of the ordeal and also the rescue operation. They may be therefore experiencing these emotional symptoms for at least a few weeks. So these are quite normal emotional reaction to the traumatic experiences, and I would expect most of them to resolve these emotional symptoms within a few weeks.
That's good news indeed to hear that. But I think with all the elation of these boys being rescued, we have to go back to the first 9 days that they were in there alone with each other and their coach, of course, but in the pitch blackness, for all intents and purposes, food dwindling, oxygen dwindling, and fears that perhaps they might not be rescued. Does that lead to any sort of long-term damage, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's quite possible that a minority of them, perhaps 10–20% of them, will develop more enduring mental health diagnosis, psychiatric diagnosis. And we know that traumatic experiences may lead to a range of different diagnoses, including depression, anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders, as well as conduct problems and substance abuse. So each child will need to be monitored over time to understand which one will develop mental health problems and therefore who will need to receive adequate treatment.
Sure. Now that we know that 8 of them have been rescued, and clearly that news will be transmitted to the remaining boys and the coach who are still inside the cave, that in some ways, would that alleviate their anxiety and stress about making it out?
Yeah, that's excellent news, of course. And I think it will give some hope to the children who are still in the cave, showing them that this has happened to a number of their friends and has happened on 2 separate days. So the procedures seem to be in place to ensure that the rescue is safe for the children.
Sure. You know, it sounds like we're exaggerating a bit when we say all the eyes of the world are watching what's unfolding, but this is a story that really has caught the attention of so many. As the boys heal and recover and grow up, what kind of legacy does such a public and intense, microscope on their lives, how will they have to learn to address that?
That's a very important question. And indeed, one of the things we know will help these children get better and get back to their lives is really the ability to claim back their lives. So go back to their daily routines and engage in their normal activities. Therefore, the attention from the media may go the other way and remind them in an unwanted way about their ordeal. So it's probably difficult in this day and age to avoid media attention, as well as questions from parents and relatives and friends. But these relationships need to be monitored and mediated by experts.
Andrea Danese is a child psychiatrist from King's College London and the Maudsley Hospital. Doctor, thank you for your time today.